Coach, you want to go ahead with an opening statement?
Yeah, I was really pleased with the way that our players handled the short week of preparation. There was a lot of different things going on with, practice and, the election altered. We had to get a waiver to practice because of the election. And so it just was a lot of different things going on this week. They showed us some different things defensively. Our kids had to adjust to that and just kind of settle down, make some plays after starting slow. Real proud of our defense. Our defense, basically controlled their offense, was excellent on third down, getting off the field. Didn't give up any really big plays and managed their offense very well. Really proud of Carson. After, getting a slow start, he started to get his rhythm and find his playmakers and spread the ball out to people, kept his composure. Romeo was outstanding. Really happy for Toa. Toa, I think he had 7 catches and also over 100 yards rushing. Really, really good night for Toa. So it was a good win. We played 3 football games, and we played 3 teams that beat us a year ago. And I'm just really proud of how we responded and started this season. And, we get a couple extra days to prepare now, get a chance to heal up, and get ready for New Mexico State. Excuse me, New Mexico.
Questions for Coach?
Coach, was a slow start something, a bit of a hangover effect, or 5 days between games, or playing a rival? And then at what point did you see that turnaround for you out on the field where you thought, okay, we're going to be okay?
Oh, I think, we started to get some completions. Carson, hit the big play to Romeo. And I think, we have a very anxious offensive football team. I think they've made quite a few plays already in the first 3 games. They're used to moving the ball, and they expect to move the ball and score, and when they don't, they get a little bit jittery. And I think it's really great that happened, to be honest with you, because, our guys are still relatively young, and they got to understand that every game they're not going to just move the ball right down the field and score every time. And so that maturity, I think they need to understand that if they see some things that are a little bit different, if some people come out with a scheme that we haven't been working on, that we just have to kind of see what's going on and then make the adjustments. And that's what we did. Really, really proud. I mean, Romeo is an amazing football player, and him and Carson have great chemistry. And, the big plays that he made early really kind of gave us that confidence back and got us back into rhythm.
Coach, it seems to me you've mentioned the 3 wins over the 3 teams. They've been different games to me. It seems like you had a bit of a letdown against Wyoming, and that worked out okay. UNLV's a rivalry game, and that worked out great. And tonight was a slow start. It seems to me that these teams have had 3 different personalities. Is that something you've seen?
Yeah, and we've talked about it. We talked about it tonight. I think that's one of the things that as a competitor you have to understand, that every week you have to start over again. It's a clean slate, and don't ever assume that these games are going to be alike. I mean, every opponent's different. Their schemes that they're using are different. The circumstances of each one of these games is going to be different. So, our job is our goal is to play as well as we can. And we've scratched the surface with that, but we can play so much better and execute so much better. And so that's the ultimate goal. You know, we play good opponents every week, but the biggest opponent we play is ourselves. And so we're a more talented football team than we've been. And if we do the things that we execute in practice, we should have success in the game. And I think that's the biggest thing that our guys are realizing is that we have talent. And when that talent works hard in practice and we execute, we should get positive results in the game. And it's not rocket science. It's not magic. We're not trying to fool people. We're just trying to execute what we do and do it very well and do it over and over again. So that's, I think, it's a different mentality than we've had. And, you know, we need to continue to build on that.
Hey, Coach, speaking of building off that, what does it mean to you just to be able to get this victory tonight? Because you've said, you know, the first 3 games of the year, 3 wins now, and then also these are teams that you guys have lost to in the past years. But to be able to get this victory against Utah State, a team that did defeat you guys last year.
Yeah, it means a lot, Shannon. You know, it's you know, we've worked really hard, and we're prideful. You know, when we don't play well against somebody, we really study them. We really take it to heart, and it means a lot to us to be able to correct that and to come back and win. And so, you know, to beat these 3 programs that we lost to a year ago was really it was a challenging start to the season. And for us to respond tonight the way that we did on a short week, it was good. It's a good feeling to win and beat this team the way that we did. And so, you know, we look forward to the next challenge. And you know, on the flip side, you know, some of these teams that we've beaten, they're looking at us the same way. You know, they've been working on us for a year and being very challenged. And we have to be mature enough to understand that the challenges are going to be different every week. And so, and we just have to adjust to those different challenges. And so I'm proud of how our guys responded in their preparation. It wasn't perfect. You know, we got a safety early. We gave them an early touchdown. But I believe we responded and scored, you know, the next 34 points in the game after those early points. So very proud of that, proud of how our defense settled down. And, you know, we just got to continue to improve.
Coach, I haven't seen the final book yet, but I do know you guys offensively, you know, really spread it out. A lot of guys ran the ball. A bunch of guys, as usual, caught the ball. And then also we had our first Nate Cox sighting. So I'm wondering, when the pack spreads the ball out like that, is that preferable? Is that the way to go for you guys, rather than maybe, oh my gosh, we have to get it to Romeo or something like that?
No, it's by design to spread the ball out. We really, you know, that's how we really try to put pressure on the defense is to spread the ball out to all our different receivers and make them defend all of our guys. Our backs did a good job in the passing game tonight as well. And I thought the guys ran the ball well. Several backs carried the ball. I thought they all ran the ball well. I thought our line blocked well on the most part. And so we just feel like we have a lot of athletes, a lot of playmakers. You know, we want to get more of our freshmen involved. You know, the young guys, Jamal Bell, he's got his hands on the ball a little bit tonight. You know, we still want to get Jernigan involved. You know, Torrey Holton and Lockhart, all those young receivers need to continue to grow and develop as well. So, you know, and then Big Nate, you know, Nate's the biggest quarterback I've ever been around. And he walks through the door, he's got a duck. You know, we measured him at 6'9" and 3/4 or something like that. He's a monster, but he's been doing a great job in practice, and you know, he got a chance to play a little bit tonight. and he's going to have to be ready if he's called upon. So anytime we get a chance to play him, we're going to try to do that.
Coach, can you just talk about the play of your offensive line a little bit and what they were able to do tonight? I mean, some penalties, but just over the course even of the last couple of weeks, just improvement already from last season and the years before.
Well, you can't have the production that we've had on offense without your line playing very well. And, we threw the ball tonight, I think, over 50 times, 54 times. And to throw the ball that many times and also rush for over 100 yards, would throw for over 400, your line is doing a really good job. I've just been really proud of their execution. I know we haven't run for a ton of yards, but we've run effectively, and that's really important for us to do that and to protect Carson, from getting hit in the pocket. I think the other thing is the ball control. I mean, we had the ball for 36 minutes, and that means that you're blocking people and you're allowing your playmakers to make plays. So I think it's the biggest improvement in our offense from a year ago, the play of our union. And I think as they continue to improve, I think we're just going to get better as a football team.
Coach, I'm thinking back to the off season and when we were getting bad COVID news and all that. One of the things you said was, "I'm so frustrated because I want to show the people of Northern Nevada this team," and thankfully you got the chance. 3 games into it, have you, in your opinion, have you shown the Northern Nevada what you wanted to?
I think I'm really disappointed because I think this is a really fun team to watch. I think our fans would love to be at these games in person and watch and support these players. I think we're just really dynamic. I mean, we have some guys that are doing some things that are being recognized nationally, and so I think we're scratching the surface. We're kind of showing the type of team we're capable of being. It's an unusual season. It's an 8-game season, and I've been really hard on these kids. I've been hard on them because I want them to understand their opportunity, that if they prepare and they're ready for their opportunity, these weeks are going to start going really fast now. And so you can't let one slip or let somebody jump up and get you that really shouldn't beat you. And so that's why I keep talking about playoff mentality. A playoff mentality means you do everything you possibly can do to win the game. And that's all we're looking at this as. We want to win it 1 week at a time. Doesn't matter what the circumstances. We got to wipe the slate clean and take each opponent as it comes. So I hope this community really gets behind this team. I'm starting to really believe in this team because of the way they prepare and how they handle things maturely, and that's great. That's a great sign for what we can do and what's possible for us. So we just got to take it one week at a time, and as we continue to stand up to these opponents, the games become more important. So we got a long ways to go, but we're excited about this next opportunity with New Mexico.
One more for Coach.
Coach, I'll finish with, if we could just roll with that. What are your initial thoughts on the strangeness of playing New Mexico in Las Vegas, and I believe it's Sam Boyd?
Yeah.
So kind of a unique deal all around, if you could expand on that.
Yeah, it is kind of goes with this whole year, and we've pretty much early on as a team just kind of kept our focus really short term, and just hey, we know it's going to be an unusual year of adjustments. We just gotta deal with what's given to us that week. And so we're going to be going back to the same hotel, fly down through the same spots and that we were at a week ago when we played Vegas. So but we're not playing in the big stadium. We're going to play in Sam Boyd, and that's fine. You know, we're just excited to get an opportunity to take another step. You know, and the one thing that I was really it hit me today was how excited our players were to play. You know, we were kind of itching all day long, and yesterday our guys were really antsy just to get back on the field. They're excited. They like playing together. They have a lot of fun playing together, and you know, to have to wait another 9 days to play seems really like a long time for us right now. But we'll try to use this time to prepare and get better and get healthy, and really be fresh and excited to play again next Saturday.
All right, thank you, Coach. We'll get the players up here, and we'll go with questions for Toa Tau.
Hey, any questions for Toa? No questions. Oh.
So I was curious, when you were, if you compare these two games, the first quarter, slow start last year in Logan, slow start today. Oddly enough, Utah State had a safety in both games. What did you see that got you guys going much differently than last year in Logan?
We've just been practicing and preaching, you know, just to finish in every way this year, you know. So we started off a little rough, but started getting things rolling again, picking things back up, and you know, I think we finished pretty strong today.
So what's it like for you, not to ask you about watching your teammates while you're on the field, but for you to see that connection between Carson and Romeo, especially over the last two games? What's it like for you to be on the field watching, those two make the plays that they have been so far throughout the season?
Man, it's like bread and butter, watching them go at it every day. Just from when we first got in here, we started getting things rolling. I felt that connection they had, from when we first got in. They've been working every single day. So, it's not a surprise when they come out and do stuff like that. I see it every single day. They put the work towards it, and they deserve all the credit.
So we've talked a lot about the passing yardage in his first three games, but just thinking about you and Devontae, you guys hit UNLV pretty hard for some big runs, and then you guys really hit these guys in the second half, tonight. Are you starting to see better things from the running game, in your opinion, or is that coming around like you'd want it to?
Yeah, definitely. Just the different schemes we're putting up with the linemen, starts right there in the union. They get everything going, and they did a phenomenal job today, and they're only getting better. So, every single day we go out to work, and, we get better. I enjoy running behind those guys, and our running back group is special this year. We got a lot of different, special guys, that bring something different to the table. I get to learn from every single one of these running backs, as well as Vi. Vi is one of the most dedicated guys I know, not only to this program, but to the game of football. And, he shows it every single day. So, really shout out to those guys.
And Coach touched on how proud he was of the union, and those guys have taken some heat and all that. Are you seeing when you line up behind those guys more of a unit pride and just a satisfaction when they bust open those big holes?
Most definitely, just confidence-wise, just being able to look those guys in the eyes and feel the confidence coming from them. Like, yeah, we're finna get this. We're gonna get this play. We're gonna get this first down. Follow me. It's just a different feel this year. The vibe is different, and I'm enjoying every single bit of it.
Anything else for Toa? Okay.
All good. Thank you, guys.
So, Carson, is it kind of a revenge tour for you guys, do you think? The way the schedule lined up, you've got 3 shots and you are 3-0. That must feel awfully good.
Yeah, it didn't feel too good last year when we were getting blown out by these teams. So, yeah, it's definitely a revenge tour. We've been saying that, ever since the season ended last year. We just wanted to come back this season and get payback on all those teams that whooped us and embarrassed us. And, you know, it feels good. It really does.
And you're starting to get even national attention for the, you know, the interception, or not interception, but the lack of interception streak, and some of your other numbers. First, what does that mean to you, if anything? And then secondly, the field must just look great to you out there. It seems like you're completing 75% of your passes. You must feel like you're just throwing darts. So can you walk us through these first 3 games and how it's looked to you?
Yeah. I mean, I haven't really been thinking too much about like the streak or whatever. I'm just trying to read the defense and take what they give me every single play. I just want to hit the open man. I don't care who it is. And I guess like 75%, it's good, but we could be even better. Like, we're leaving a lot of plays out there. I'm still missing plenty of throws every single game. Like, we can have way more yards and way more points, and we can be way better as an offense than what we've been doing.
Carson, I know the connection between you and Romeo has obviously been a good one over the last 2 games. Specifically to that 3rd touchdown pass, if you remember, if not, no worries. But I believe like 4 plays prior to you throwing the 54-yard touchdown pass to Dobbs, you overthrew him on what looked like a very similar play. Was it the same play that you guys went back to for that touchdown? And was there something in particular you saw there prior to that led to you guys going to the same look?
Yeah, we've called that play a handful of times. That 3rd touchdown to Romeo was the same play as the 60-some yarder last week. Basically, all I'm looking on that play is the safety going to attach to Cole on his route, and if he attaches to him on that route, then I'm all clear to launch the post. And so, you know, I just saw the safeties, I saw him attach, so I knew I could let it fly. And the same thing as last week. It was the same exact coverage. It was cover 4. So in cover 4, the safeties they're playing this man against a slot, and so the safety attached to Cole, and so, you know, I'm just clear to let it go.
Carson, I'm curious, the start to the game in Logan and the start to this year's game were kind of similar. Like, Utah State leading about 9-0. They have a weird safety. You guys are maybe not on track yet. I'm wondering what the difference is. I mean, it was night and day. Things never really got going last year in Logan, and when you guys got going tonight, it was like in 4th gear. And I'm wondering what you see a year later in this team that's that different.
Well, it's all about just getting in rhythm, like as an offense, you know, like especially for me at least, when I go out there, like the first couple of drives, I still feel confident. Like I still know what I'm doing, but it takes me a handful of completions, a handful of first downs to really like feel like I'm in a rhythm. And it's once we get in a rhythm, it's really hard stopping us. And I guess there's really no like word definition for a rhythm as an offense, but it's a real thing. And once you get clicking and the chains start moving, you just start feeling good, you start feeling confident, you just start seeing the field better, and the chains just start moving really easy. And so last year we just never really got into a rhythm as an offense. We didn't get into a rhythm as an offense in a lot of games last year, and we didn't score very many points, but it's a different case this year. You know, when we were down 9-0, we had a few possessions where we had to punt, and we were just saying on the sideline, we just need to get in a rhythm, and once we do, we'll take off. And once we got in a rhythm, we did take off.
Anything else for Carson?
Chad, one more real quick. I was just curious, it was nice up here to see Nate Cox get in there, and we hadn't seen him. You've seen him. We haven't seen him. And I was just wondering, from a competitive standpoint, what is Nate going to bring, and how cool was it for you to see him get in there?
Yeah, me and Nate are boys. We're good friends, and I was happy to see him get in there, and I was rooting for him. He's 6'10", and he's fast, he's athletic, and he throws a really good ball. So, I mean, he did good out there. He threw a good ball to Charles Ross, got a first down. He had a drive going. It was 3rd and 2, and then we had 2 false starts back-to-back, kind of killed his drive. But, he had a drive going. It looked like we were going to go down and, keep the drive going, but those 2 penalties kind of killed him.
All right. Thank you, Carson. And we'll wrap things up tonight with J.R. Henry. Made his first career start, led the team with 8 tackles tonight.
Hello.
So, Dayon, when you do lead the team and all that, should people stop saying, you know what, like former receiver, former whatever? Should we more? Are you the current tackling leader? Is that how we should refer to you?
I mean, I'm not gonna get into all that about my past as a receiver. I loved it. I love what I did. I love my group. I still have much love for the Jungle Boys. In my heart, I'm still one of them. But I mean, I'm on to new things now. I'm tackling leader. I'm not gonna think too much about that. I'm just trying to make more plays going forward. Honestly, I feel like I could have had a better game. So I think I'm gonna just keep working on getting more tackles and making more plays.
And I think more to the point, 3 games in, under a new defensive staff and playing a new scheme, seems to me things have gone fairly well. What have you seen out there? And maybe where are you seeing room for improvement after 3 games with this staff?
I mean, well, for starters, there's always room for improvement. I mean, nothing's ever perfect, but that's what we always working towards. As far as our coaches go, great job. I just really trust them. I trust the scheme. They're giving us the right calls always. We're more in depth in like what we do. So, I mean, as far as getting better, everything. I feel like I could have made more tackles. I feel like we could have more turnovers. Definitely more turnovers. I think that's what we're going to have to work on going forward because as far as the defense go, I mean, we're pretty solid right now, but we just got to get better in the turnover battle. I think that's something we could work on. But our coaches are great. I mean, I think every one of us on defense, even those who's not playing, understands that they know what they're doing and that we can trust them 100% to make the right calls as far as going into the next game and any game.
Zeroing in on tonight specifically, although Utah State took the lead, it wasn't that they were doing a ton on offense. It didn't look like. Did you guys feel from an early point that you were going to have their number this game and that you guys could kind of handle this game?
First, we always respect our opponents, so we never want to just say we're going to beat somebody or whip them out the gate but before even seeing what they coming with. I mean, our game plan was pretty solid, straightforward. We scheme every day, so I would say that we were ready for most of the things that they showed us. It wasn't too much tricks that was coming at us, but I mean, we adapted, and the things that they did throw that we didn't see coming, we were ready to adapt to and get to. But like I said, we never want to say a team is beaten before we actually beat them. So once the game started, we was in it, and once the game ended, we was in it. It was never we got them.
You've been around the program for a long time, but have you ever seen a situation where you're going to play a neutral site game and go back to Las Vegas? And I was wondering if you had any initial thoughts as a guy who's been around and seen it all. Is this a new one for you? And what's your initial thoughts on the New Mexico game?
I mean, like I said about the defense, it goes for the whole team. We adapt. It's new things happening, the coronavirus and stuff, that's all different, but we're just adapting to it. So the change of venue doesn't really matter to me or to our team. It's really just going to be about battling New Mexico, whether they're in New Mexico, in Nevada, or down south. It doesn't matter. We're going to battle them wherever and whenever. So, I mean, we're just going to prepare for this game as we did the last and try to go get the dub.